Elijah means my God is Jehovah, and he just reveals so much about the nature of God. But open your Bibles to 18, we'll start reading in verse 41. Would you stand with me as we read God's word before us? And Elijah, that's this old weird prophet, said to Ahab, that's the king, "Go, eat and drink, for there is the sound of heavy rain." So Ahab went off to eat and drink, but Elijah climbed to the top of Carmel, bent down to the ground, and put his face between his knees. Incidentally, if you have trouble praying sometimes, you might try this one. This might work better than yoga, just get your face down between your knees. I don't know about you, but my knees have gotten further away than they used to be when I was little. And I look at this and it just hurts me to read it. Okay, verse 43. "Go and look toward the sea," he told his servants. And he went up and looked. "There's nothing there," he said. 7 times Elijah said, "Go back." The 7th time the servant reported, "A cloud as small as a man's hand is rising from the sea." So Elijah said, "Go and tell Ahab, hitch up your chariot and go down before the rain stops you." Meanwhile, the sky blew back black with clouds. The wind rose, a heavy rain came, and Ahab rode off to Jezreel. The power of the Lord came upon Elijah, and tucking his cloak in his belt, this old man outran the chariot. Would you believe that? I can't believe that. This old boy knew how to run. He should have been on the track team. Father, thank you for preserving this story for us. And there's something you want to say to us today. There's a reason you preserved this, and the reason we lifted it out today. But we're going to need the guidance of your Spirit as we think about it. Somewhere in this, we are also part of your story. Thank you for what you're going to say and what you're going to do. In Jesus' name, amen. You may be seated. Let me just ask you, just before I get into this too deeply, what do you consider to be the factors that determine weather? Just yell out. What factors do you think determine weather?
Temperature.
Temperature. What? Okay. Barometric pressure. Okay. What? Humidity? Time of the year. Oh, yeah, there's not much in August.
Wind direction.
Okay, wind direction. What about trees?
Yeah.
There was a time in Israel where the farmers were taxed based on the number of trees. So they were taxed by the trees on their farm. So they cut all the trees down. That's a simple way. You don't pay taxes, you don't have any trees. And the place became an absolute wasteland, a desert. But when Israel became a nation in 1948, they said, God says that when you cut down a tree, you're to plant another. And we have not been doing that, so let's start planting trees. And they began to plant, and they have planted millions of trees in Israel. And they have absolutely changed the climate of Israel with trees. The valley of Jezreel, just at the base of Mount Carmel, at one time was a swamp. And some Jews they said that if we're not going to have this land as our country, we're going to buy it. So they began to buy any piece of land that came up for sale. And so there was some swampland there at the base of Mount Carmel. And some Jews, I don't know where they were from, but probably Chicago or Florida or somewhere, and they bought this chunk of land, and they planted some eucalyptus trees all around this parcel of land that they bought. Eucalyptus trees are amazing at sucking up water, and they dried that up with eucalyptus trees in just a matter of a few years, and began to produce some of the best vegetables that you've tasted anywhere. Matter of fact, in that part of the country now, they are harvesting 3 crops a year off the land. It is absolutely, and the best cucumbers, the best tomatoes, carrots you've ever tasted in your life. Around the corner there are some bananas that grow at the toe of Mount Carmel by Mediterranean. It's amazing. And all over the hills they have been planting trees, and the trees have changed the climate of Israel. Driving along one time, I stopped a van load of people that we were on a tour with and showed them there is a mountain, as you can see from the Jordan Valley, and you look up, and it's got a bald spot on it. And it's called Mount, lost it. It's got a name. But it's got a bald spot, and that's the spot that David cursed. That's the spot where King Saul was killed, and David cursed that mountain, and they can't get anything to grow on the top of that mountain to this day. They've tested the soil, they've tested everything, and they can't get anything to grow no matter what they do. David cursed it. Isn't that amazing? Now you say, oh, this is all just myth and fable and all that. Okay, tell them. They're the experts on how to grow trees. They can plant them up, and you can't get any to grow up there. Everywhere else, you can't get any to grow in that little bald spot. So I was fascinated with this, but would you concede that at times God may control rain? Do you think that might be possible?
Yep.
I have to be honest with you. I really believe that God has set in motion laws of nature, and that there are currents in the oceans, and that there are weather patterns, and that there are sunspots, and there are just a lot of things that influence climate. Now, I'm going to tell you more than I know, but just this is what I know. Back in 1916, we had 17 states in the United States that were experiencing severe drought. And people began to pray. They began to pray about the election. They prayed a lot of things, and I don't know how or whether God was even interested in politics, but they began to pray. And Franklin Graham went around holding prayer meetings in all the capitals of the states in this great United States. The interesting thing is we had the wettest spring in a long time. Remember that? And today, no state in America is experiencing drought. All the reservoirs in California are just full. And matter of fact, they're having a little trouble with some of their dams over in Puerto Rico right now, and that's not even one of the states. But anyway, it's fascinating. So this is going to talk about God having influence over rain. So I can't get away from that. I have to tell you, quite honestly, I don't know how it works. I don't know when he does it. But rain in the Bible is associated with, is kind of used as an evidence of the blessing of God. So when we believe God, and believing God isn't just a matter of believing that he exists. Believing him is taking him seriously and doing what he says to do and not doing what he says not to do. So I read over in Hebrews a text that says, now faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. In other words, if it was already before me, then it doesn't take any faith to believe in that. Faith is the kind of thing where I don't have it yet, but I believe that I'm going to get it. So my wife is always concerned that my faith is a little greater maybe than it ought to be, but I'll put some gas in the tank, and I think that ought to get me to destination. And she thinks that I'm going to run out one of these days, and I tell her, no, I have faith that I'm going to get there. Any of you do that? Do? Okay. So far, it's worked pretty good. Okay. We're told this is what the ancients were commended for. What were they commended for? They were commended for believing that God would do what he said he would do. Now, I think sometimes when we read about the heroes in the Bible, we kind of elevate them perhaps unnaturally. We think they somehow had an in with God, or maybe they were just super spiritual. But what I'll tell you, I think, is that they were great because they dared to believe God. So it seems to me that if we're honest, the greatness of the great men of God was not in who they were or what they did, the greatness that they experienced was all centered in the God they believed in. They believed in a God who was real and personal and involved in human history. James in the New Testament wrote that Elijah was a man just like us. He prayed earnestly that it would not rain. It did not rain on the land for 3.5 years. It says again he prayed, and the heavens gave rain, and the earth produced its crop. Now, when I think of Elijah, I think of his prayer on Mount Carmel. It looks to me like that was a big prayer. And we know that Elijah knew how to pray. Matter of fact, man, he's the one that prayed fire from heaven. And man, what a spectacular thing. That's pretty effective praying to be able to get God to do something, kind of like on schedule. But in the New Testament, he's not commended for fire. He's commended for rain. Sometimes you and I want to get somebody. God, kind of like back there in Elisha's day, some kids were teasing the old man about being bald, and he just had a bear come down and kind of beat up those kids. Well, I felt like doing that a couple of times, not because they're teasing me about my hair, but because sometimes they really get pretty cruel about how they tease you. But it's not about getting even. It's not about doing bad things. Our tendency is to look toward the spectacular, and we want to destroy this or destroy that person or get even with that one over there. But that's not what God is all about. You see, God's focus tends to be on what is a blessing, what is redeeming and rewarding and life-giving. And so that's why the emphasis is on rain, not fire. Interestingly, the story here before us says that Elijah heard the sound of heavy rain. Now, let's just be honest. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. There wasn't a breath of wind blowing. There was no humidity in the atmosphere. And Elijah hears the sound of heavy rain. Now, this guy's out of his gourd. Or he really believed that when God said that he would bless the people if they obeyed him and loved him, that he really would. So here it is, before any evidence physical of any kind, the phrase is that he heard the sound of heavy rain. Now, you could call him a visionary. You could say, well, these prophets, they kind of run around with their head in their sky, and they're just not into the practical, physical. They don't understand anything about climate change and all that. So, yeah, sure. Maybe he was just mentally disturbed. Or he really believed that God would do what he said. When Joshua brought the children of Israel into the promised land, he took half of them up onto Mount Gerizim and half of them over to Mount Ebal. And half of them proclaimed the blessings if you would keep the law, and half of them proclaimed the curses, they're called, if you violated the law. Incidentally, in the Hebrew, the word blessing and curse is the same word. Isn't that interesting? So what it really means is God adds to. You want to do bad, God adds to. You want to do good, God adds to. And you decide which. Isn't that interesting? We think God gets you if you do something wrong. No, you set the stage. You're the one that determines what your reward is going to be, blessing or curse. And so I'm sure you can't see this, but it's just really a good picture. So look carefully here. This is Mount Gerizim, and this is Mount Ebal from kind of a satellite view of Israel. And in between here, there's a town, and there's actually two towns. There used to be historically Shechem and Sichar right here, and today this is all controlled by the Arab Islamic group, and the name of the place has changed. Today they call it Ramallah. The word Ramallah means high place to Allah. Isn't that interesting? And man, there is hatred that rolls out of here that you couldn't believe. But originally there was Mount Ebal, Mount Gerizim, and so this is where the two tribes went, and they called out the blessings from one side, the curses from the other side. And so this is what we read. If you fully obey the Lord your God and carefully follow all his commands I give you today, the Lord will open the heavens, the storehouse of his bounty, to send rain on your land in season and to bless all the work of your hands. Now that's the promise of God. Isn't that interesting? God says that he will take care of us. He just expects us to be faithful to him. And not faithful to him because he has a problem. It's faithful because we're the ones that have the problem, because without God, everything turns into dog biscuits. You've already experienced that, and all of us have experienced that a couple of times. Okay, so over here in Kings, it says, when at the dedication of the temple, Solomon prayed. He says, when the heavens are shut up and there is no rain, because your people have sinned against you, and when they pray toward this place and confess your name and turn from their sin because you have afflicted them, then, he says, then you hear and send rain. And the promise over and over again. Elijah had read all of this stuff. He knew the history of Israel. He knew the words that had been spoken before him. And he really believed that when God's people repented and they were purged from the sin of idolatry that they had been into in the worship of Baal, that there would be, as God had promised, the blessing in the sense of rain on the land. You see, Elijah knew the God of rain. The people had falsely been worshiping Baal as if he was the God of rain. When I was a kid who lived in Bolivia, they had old Achachilo. Achachilo was the god of the mountain. And Achachilo was supposed to bring rain. But you know what? Achachilo wasn't real, and he didn't handle the rain very well. I find that Elijah knew the rainmaker, and he simply talked to him and heard the sound of heavy rain before there was any idea of anything coming. You see, relativism that you and I have been, I was listening to a guy talking on the radio the other day, and a professor at one of the universities was saying, we've been teaching relativism, and the professors in the United States for several years now, about 25 years, and we have created a mess. And we are now awakening to the disaster that we have created with relativism. You know, it's really interesting. Everybody says, well, you know, if it's right for you, then it's true for you. Oh, really? Try that when you make a 10-yard gain, or don't quite make a 10-yard gain. If you think you made a 10-yard gain, it's good enough. No. They drag a chain out and check it. They don't believe in relativism in football, and football doesn't matter, folks. It's not eternal. Not that it isn't fun, it's not eternal. But isn't it interesting how in the moral world we think, you know, when I get on an airplane a couple Mondays from now, I got to be careful about which airplane I get on, because not all of them are going to get me to Mozambique. And it isn't a matter of just, well, I believe this is going where I want. No, we got to be careful. And just, you know, when I follow that GPS and the lady says, at the next possible turn left. But I better turn left because that's the right way to go. And it doesn't matter what I believe is right. I told Brenda the other day, it seems to me we ought to be going to the right. How come she wants me to go to the left? She said, well, that's what she's saying. Okay, she trumps me, so we did it her way, you know. It's kind of funny, like having two wives, you know, telling me where to go. And if you miss it, she'll say, recalculating, you know. Man, okay. You act like you've heard her voice too. All right. So, yeah, I want to be sincere, but you see, belief is a value only when it is based on truth. And truth is a value only when it is believed. I fly an airplane. We have a compass. There's a little magnetic compass up there that has a reference point, but it kind of bounces around. So we have one called a magnetic card. It has no reference point. Fern can tell you how this stuff works. Fern, when you and I were learning how to fly, there was a priest over in the Coeur d'Alene area. He killed himself. He ran into a mountain up by Sandpoint. And we waited to hear what was going on. His compass card was off 5 degrees. And he killed himself, ran into a mountain, because that thing has no reference point. You see, when you're flying along, they tell you about every 20 minutes you need to check your compass card with your magnetic compass to make sure that it's still pointing north. Because you see, it matters that we believe truth and that we have truth to believe in. This relativism doesn't work. Elijah knew the God who was true, and he worked with him. So 7 times he tells his servant, hey, go take a look and see how the weather's doing. And 6 times the old servant comes back and says, there's not a cloud in the sky, Elijah. And Elijah's down with his head between his knees, praying. The 7th time the servant comes back and says, there's a cloud up there rising from, and Elijah gets up and says, get the wagons loaded, man, the rain is coming and the bridges are going to get washed out, okay? He has confidently announced the sound of heavy rain to Elijah, and they haven't seen a thing. So Ahab had lots of time in his camp out there to have a good barbecue, you know, and take his time eating and drinking, and then Elijah says, Elijah gets up from where he'd been. He hadn't been doing a barbecue. He had been up praying, talking to God, with his face down between his knees. Let me ask you, why did Elijah need to go to the top of the mountain and pray? Was he trying to tell God something God didn't know? Was he trying to talk God into doing something God didn't want to do? You know, when you and I pray, sometimes we need to ask ourselves, what are we doing? I don't think God needed to be convinced of anything. He'd already made promises about this. I don't think God sent rain because Elijah insisted, and God kind of had to say, get out of my hair, man. I'm going to get some rain down there so that you don't bug me anymore. I don't think that's what's going on. I think Elijah was simply waiting on God. I don't do that well. Do you? I think sometimes, however, there's nothing I can do except just wait. I've done that for other things. I've done that for airplanes that were delayed. I just sit and wait. I've done that on a freeway. Sometimes just have to stop, just sit and wait. Sometimes you think, man, I should have taken the exit. Maybe if I could back out of here, I could get out of here. Sometimes you just have to sit and wait. Sometimes, folks, you and I need to shut up, get still, just wait for God. That's what Elijah was doing. Elijah knew that the outcome was sure. Rain was going to come. He was just waiting for a chance to tell Ahab, it's on its way. You better get back to town. You better pack it up before everything gets soaking wet. Now, sometimes you and I, while waiting, may question, did I do it right? Do I know what is everything clean between God and me? Have I done everything? You know, it's fair for us to think about that kind of thing, but ultimately it's a matter of trusting God, waiting for Him, even though I don't do that well. God often doesn't do things quickly. Have you ever noticed that? I am in such a hurry. I think that God ought to at least get it done by Friday, you know. But Friday's no big thing to God. And yet, He's always right on time. So Elijah goes and warns the king. He says to Ahab, hitch up your chariot. Go down before the rain stops you. You know, so the old king had to pack up his chariot, get all that tent folded up, and get all that barbecue stuff put away and get going. And isn't it interesting that Elijah is telling him the roads are going to get muddy, and if you didn't get going, your chariot's going to have trouble negotiating it. May have already happened. Maybe that's how come the chariot couldn't go as fast as old Elijah could run. I don't know, but things are going to wash out, you know, so get going, Ahab. I think that there's value in letting people know that God is going to do something. I was pleased that John Combs here had I don't know whether he ate some really spicy pizza or what happened last night, but he had a dream. And I'm not into dream interpretation. But he dreamed that people were going to just come and fill up the church. They had some more thinking. Look around you, folks. Isn't it good to see that John's dream has kind of taken place this morning? I just believe that God is going to do something big in my day, your day. We've tried every other thing. You know, we tried Crest toothpaste, we tried the Pepsi thing, we tried new cars, and everything that was going to make our lives come together and just really fulfill. It hasn't. We're needing something real. We're needing something eternal. We need something down at the deep core of our being, down where we live in the Spirit. What was about to happen wasn't just coincidence. It wasn't just a cold front that was going to blow through. It was God doing something. And the rain was the blessing of God on his people. The cause of the drought had been identified, and the problem had been dealt with. They had purged the land of idolatry, and now God could bless his people. And Elijah told them, it is now going to rain. Wow. So Elijah ran. And then the power of the Lord came on Elijah, and tucking his cloak into his belt, this old man took off and run, man. I'd have loved this. Wouldn't you love to have a video of that little show? That was only after he told Ahab to get going, because it's going to storm down here, Ahab, and if you don't hurry back to town, you're not going to make it. I believe that he was really aided by the Spirit. I don't think you could outrun a chariot any other way, but maybe that chariot was just a slow, maybe it just had a 3-horse engine in it. I don't know, whatever it was. You know, prophets of God have good sense. They know when to get in out of the ring. Don't you like that? So he went back and had a Big Mac or something at McDonald's, or a Big Whopper or something. I don't know what it was, but he went back to Jezreel. It hadn't rained for 3.5 years. You know what? Rain's worth getting ready for. It's going to rain. Okay, so what do you and I learn from an old story like this? First of all, James says Elijah's just like us. Okay, so Elijah doesn't have anything on me. Elijah doesn't have anything on you. The question is, Elijah was believing God. Who am I believing? And I'll have to be honest with you. Sometimes I believe that the credit card can bail me out just a little bit because God hasn't answered on time. Sometimes I think that if I could get a pill from my doctor, that would help me, because God doesn't seem to be touching my body. And I have to tell you, it's really easy to go somewhere else first. Over there at the hotel, they had me meet a guy. His name is Sam. He's from Ghana. He says he goes back over to Africa every year for 6 weeks. Takes off work for 6 weeks and goes over there. Why? Because I have an orphanage. He said, I have 37 kids. So why are you running an orphanage? Because I grew up as an orphan and I know what it's like. So I go over there, I have an orphanage. So I said, well, I'm going to Africa. What are you going to do in Africa? I'm a preacher. Oh, you're a preacher. I'm a preacher too. No, 2 preachers get started talking to him, and I say, take one. He said, this is what God is sharing with me for today. He said, there's a story in Kings about a prophet. They come to the prophet and say, will you help us? And he said, listen, if your God won't help you, who am I to help you? If God won't help you, what good is man's help? Isn't that an interesting thought? Well, Elijah's just like me. He's just like you. But he knew God was faithful, and Elijah dared to trust him. So I had to ask myself before I ask you, how well do I wait for God? And you know, I could tell you lots of stuff, but let me just be perfectly honest with you. When I came over here a year ago, and I saw that there were just a few people in this little congregation, I began to think, now what can I do to get people to come? What can I do to... So, you see, I'm kind of program-oriented. I'm kind of effort-oriented. And so, as I began to think about all this, and I've got lots of creative juices, God spoke, and he said, you know what, it's really not your work, and it's not up to you. Why don't you just relax and let me? Folks, that's hard for me. But I believe with all of my heart that there are people in this area that need God in a desperate way. And so I sat in God's presence and asked him, so what's my job? And he says, yours is just to be faithful. Wow. Do you know how freeing that is? Do you believe that? Now listen, folks. We're not going to do anything without God that matters. Everything we try ultimately is going to fail. Jesus said, without me you can do nothing. That doesn't mean that you can't make minimum wage. It means that you're not going to build anything. You're not going to do anything significant unless God is in it. And I believe that people have tried all kinds of other things already. You and I just need to be faithful and wait on God. We need to trust him rather than all of the things that we can think of or get into or try to do. Let's just do it his way. He's been running people's lives, helping people with their lives for centuries. And he never lost a case yet. He knows exactly how to do it. But I'll have to tell you, wrongdoing, and it doesn't matter what kind you do. Doesn't matter. Listen, we can talk about how bad something I did is or how bad something you did is. It really, wrongdoing is wrongdoing. And it always messes life up. You and I have to deal with it. Quit doing what is wrong and start doing things